Hi everyone, it's Sheila, and today is December 31st, the last day of 2012. I am a little bit under the weather today, so I'm going to apologize in advance if I don't seem like I'm all together. I'm not 100% with it because I'm not. I have been fighting, I think more or less more so allergies than anything, but I don't know. I've had the scratchy throat, the runny nose, the congestion, the achy body. You name it, I've had it for the last couple of days. So, but I didn't want the year to end without me at least taking a few minutes out to wish everyone a happy and safe new year. I pray that everyone enjoy themselves this evening, be safe at what you do. I wanted to come on and say welcome. We're going to welcome the new year, 2013. Looking forward to new and bigger and better prosperous things, and leaving behind any of the old crud that we just didn't want to deal with or we're tired of dealing with or whatever. Saying goodbye to 2012. It's all going to be behind us, and 2013 will be a wonderful new year. So that is what I'm wishing for everyone out there, including myself. And then I thought, well, you know what? I needed to take the time to go ahead and get started on my 2012 favorite products. And I kind of contemplated back and forth. I made myself a list of different ways I wanted to do this. And I finally kind of narrowed it down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break everything down in categories. This first video tonight is just going to be on face, and the other ones I may double up a little bit. I'm not sure, depending on how long this video goes, because I do tend to get started and I talk a lot. And then because I wasn't feeling so good, I thought I didn't want to try to cram too much into this video today. So if I just stick with face, kind of get to the point, show you my products, and then I'll end this video. And then sometime within the next week to 2 weeks, I will have all my other videos up. And like I said, I'm breaking it up into categories. So you're going to have face, lips, eyes, skincare. And then I'm going to kind of do, like just some miscellaneous type of things and that type of thing. So that's basically how I want to do my favorite products of 2012. And I also want to say that I've watched several different videos also, and I noticed that some people are doing, like numerous of things, like numerous of lipsticks and numerous of eyeshadows and things like that. And I kind of thought about doing that. And then I thought, for me, favorite products really means what I really, really call my favorite. And I have a lot of lipsticks, I have a lot of eyeshadows, and, things of that nature. Tried a lot of foundations, but, I don't have but a few actual favorites. So that's basically the way I'm going to do mine. I won't have a long list of things. I will have, maybe I think 3 of one thing, maybe as much as you will see me show as far as favorite products. But so, just keep that in mind when you're looking at my favorites. Like, I'm going to have like 2 foundations and maybe 2 face powders, things like that. I'm not going to have like 5 different face powders or, and it doesn't mean that I didn't use different products throughout the year of 2012. It's just that these ones actually made, in my opinion, my favorite list, meaning, they outshined everything else that I tried in 2012. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm so excited about sharing these with you because these items truly are my favorite items. And each one of these items I've really enjoyed using in 2012. So the first thing I want to start with, like I said, I'm doing my face. So I'm going to talk about a primer. The first thing that I put on my face once in the morning when I'm putting on my makeup is usually, and this is not going to be skincare, so this is talking makeup. And I kind of put primer under makeup because skincare means, the caring of my skin, and primer means holding on my foundation to me. So the first thing that I put on my face is my primer. And the primer that won for me for 2012 was the, oops, excuse me, I'm sorry, is the Hourglass primer, and it's called the Veil Mineral Powder, and it is oil free with SPF 15, and again, it's by Hourglass, and this is what it looks like. I don't know how well. I'm trying a different lighting today, so I don't know if this is going to work real well or not, but it's not really. You're not gonna be able to see the name real well. Let me just try that. Yeah, there we go. But that's what it looks like. and it's a little pump bottle. And this is the large bottle. I purchased this at Sephora. I got it during their friends and family sale with the 20% off, because this is, I believe, I think it's $52 to get this bottle. I truly, truly love this foundation. I'm sorry, not foundation, the primer. I think I love most about it is it does make your makeup waterproof, even though you shouldn't go to the gym and work out with a full face of makeup on. I know I've done it. I leave work, I go straight to the gym. I don't take my makeup off before I get started, but you can sweat your butt off, and this will hold your foundation as gorgeous, as beautiful as it was before you walked into the gym. So I truly, truly like that. And then for us, us Carmel girls, one of the things that bother me the most is the fact that when we wear foundation has color in it. And if you wear something that's white or, of light color, when we start to blend our foundation in this area here, if you're wearing something like a scarf that may come up right underneath your neck, sometimes you will see your foundation or your powder has rubbed off on your clothing. Well, the best thing about this is I have noticed that when I put this in my area here before I put on my foundation, this keeps my foundation from getting onto my clothing. So I absolutely just love this Mineral Veil primer so much. It's just #1 in my book for 2012. And then the next thing I do is I put on my foundation. Now, for most of 2012, I would have to say that the MAC Match Master in number 7.0 was and I apologize for this bottle being so dirty, but it is, and I apologize. But this was my holy grail. It was my #1 foundation. When I came across this in 2012, I mean, angels started to sing. I mean, it just was what I had been looking for. I was so excited. And I thought, I'm in heaven now. Well, getting towards the end of 2012, I ran across my old love that was reintroduced to me, and I had to move that right into the category. These two go neck and neck for me. Absolutely love it. The other one is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup, and this one is, the color is Rich Caramel. These two foundations, I can use either or. Love them both. They work wonderful on my skin. This one, the color kind of blends into my skin. My skin, it adapts to the color of my skin. This one is just perfect match to my skin. Both of them stay on from morning till night. I have no problems with them. Of course, I do use both of them on top of my Hourglass Veil Mineral Loose Primer, not loose primer, but Mineral Veil Primer. So, all of that working together make both of these foundations awesome in my book. Love them both. Just love them both. And then the next thing that I want to talk about, and if you see me looking over to the side, I have my products on my left side, and then I have my little cheat notes on my right side, because like I said, I am not feeling so well today. And I just knew that if I got in here, I would probably totally forget what it is I was trying to do. So I wanted to have myself some little cheat notes so that I wouldn't just make a complete idiot out of myself today. So I do apologize for me kind of looking from one side to the other. And but the next thing that I want to talk about is putting on my concealer. Now, for me, I tend to do concealer 2 different ways. When I first put on my foundation, I will put on a concealer right underneath my eyes, and I will begin to do some other things as I'm getting ready. And so one of my favorite concealer for 2012 has been, I have 2. The first concealer that I put on is the Estee Lauder, and this is also the Double Wear, and this one is the 04, and the color is medium dark. And that's what this one looks like. It's kind of upside down, isn't it? But that's what this one looks like. Truly love this foundation. It stays, not foundation, I'm sorry. The concealer, it stays underneath my eyes very well. And it would be perfect. I don't have any spots on my face. Not that I'm bragging. I'm not taking, I take it with a grain of salt. I'm very blessed that I have fairly decent skin, so I don't have any discolorations, or I don't have any, blemishes that I need to cover up. So I really only use this. I don't use the concealer on my face other than just under my eyes. And if I could get rid of those under eye bags, it'd be all right. But Those things aren't going anywhere. But I do truly love this concealer. I love the fact that it stays very well all throughout the day and it doesn't crease on me at all. But there is another concealer that I usually use for highlights or, you know, I guess kind of like highlights or correcting or, you know, and or, I don't know, but it works. I do weird things with this concealer. And this one is, and I'm totally going to screw up this name, but it is the Grafto Beyond High Definition Glamour Cream Corrector Palette. And this is what it looks like. Let's see if I can. That's what it looks like. So it's got all the different colors in there. And the colors that, if you can probably tell, that I have used the most has been the peach color and the yellow. I've used the green just a little bit, but this palette I just absolutely love. And what I usually do is once I put on my concealer, and I usually kind of go to my eyes and do some other things too, I will go back then and I will use either or these, any of these three, depending on, sometimes I kind of use all of them mixed together. I know that sounds really weird, but it just works for me. Like, it depends on, like, if I've had a really tired night or, you know, whatever. I have allergies really bad. So this time of year, I tend to look like I'm just, you know, like I haven't had sleep in years, you know. So I kind of have to play around with this to make, you know, make it work. But what I do works for me. And I can't tell you any specific way because every day it's a different day and it's a different look and it's a different way of putting it all together. But I truly, truly love this palette. And I could not, you know, I couldn't get on here without making this my #1 correction palette because, like I said, I've tried so many other concealers, and honestly, this one has just really worked for me. This was my first correcting palette that I used, and I think I did a video at the very beginning when I think I put this in my favorites, and I had mentioned that I had not ever used a correction palette before. And so when I first used this, it was like, oh my goodness. And then I kind of discovered that working the, oops, I'm not going to bend down and pick that up. But the Double Wear, Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer and this together just, oh, they work very well together. Now, the next thing that I do is I would normally put on my, I was going to say my powder, but I'm going to, my bronzer, but actually I put on my powder next and then I do my bronzer. So, and I do 2 different types of powder on my face, and then I have a powder that I use to set my concealer. So what I want to talk to you about first is going to be, let me move these a little bit closer to me because now that I've moved some of those other products out of the way, those are too far away. But my favorite product or powders that I use on my face are and both of these I have found in the latter part of 2012, but they surpassed the MAC powder, pressed powder that I was using. They've surpassed, I've used Clinique. They have surpassed all of the powders that I've been using. And both of these are the Estee Lauder Mineral Loose Powder. I love both of these. One of them is a 04 and one of them is a 05. I sometimes mix them together. Sometimes I wear the 4 with my makeup. Sometimes I wear the 5 by itself. It just depends on, I don't know. It's funny. I can't really explain it, but sometimes, and also it depends on what foundation I use, because of course I have several different foundations that I like to use as well. So it depends on which foundation or how my skin is looking to me that day. But I do fluctuate between the two, if not using both of them, blah, blah, blah. So these 2 powders have made my face powder, these 2 face powders have been my Holy Grail 2012 powders that I have enjoyed using so much. I cannot say enough wonderful things about both of these powders. And then my under eye powder, and I kind of use this powder as a highlighting powder. I use it under my eye. I use it over my cupid's bow. I use it, you know, down my nose. I just kind of use it, you know, anywhere that I want to highlight. And that is the Ben Nye Luxury Powder, the Ben Nye Banana Luxury Powder. Truly love this powder. This was like, there we go. This was like the best purchase I could have made. And actually, I purchased this powder and this both from, gosh, I can't remember that site. I I can't think of the site right now. I'll put it somewhere on the screen here. But I purchased both of these, and both of these products were like an impulse buy. I had never watched a video and turned around and ordered something from a link ever. You know, I would always watch all these videos and think, oh, interesting. But I just never ever thought, you know, okay, I'm going to go order something right now, because I'm one of those people, I really have to think about things before I do them. But when I saw both of these, it was just something about what the girl said about them. And I don't even remember who it was. I feel really bad because it was one of those where I was kind of thumping through videos. It wasn't even a favorite person that I like to watch or anything. But it was just something, the way she spoke about them. I thought, I want to try them. And I just got online and ordered them. And both of them have made it to my 2012 favorites. So that tells you something. But yeah, this powder is awesome. It works as an awesome highlighter. It's, you know, if you put it on right, it's kind of translucent. So, you know, you can put it all over your face. You know, it doesn't matter what skin tone you are. This powder is just awesome. I love this powder. And then one of the things that I do after I do my powder is I do a bronzer. Now, when I first heard about bronzers, I always thought of, you know what? I don't even know what I thought. I kind of thought, I guess maybe that bronzers would be something that I would like. And because every time I saw people showing bronzers, they were very shimmery. And I just couldn't imagine having shimmer on my face. And so then one day I typed into Google matte bronzers. And the first thing that popped up was Hourglass matte bronzer. So I thought, wow, that bronzer was like 50 bucks or 40 something. I don't remember what it was. But I know it was on the high end of 40. So I remember thinking, I'm awfully proud of that bronzer. I had never heard of the Hourglass products at all before, but I got a gift card for my birthday, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go buy that bronzer at Sephora. So I did, and I absolutely love this bronzer. This is the Mirage Superficial Mirage Matte Bronzer, and it's by Hourglass. Love this bronzer. Love this bronzer. This bronzer is a bit dark, and I will show it to you. Let me cover up the mirror. It's a bit dark. I don't know how well you'll be able to tell how dark it is looking at the, you know, no. It's a pretty dark bronzer. But this bronzer, if you put it on heavy-handedly, yes, it will be dark. Or you can dust it on, and it will, you know, it works. I use it to contour. I use it around, I contour around my face. But the most important part of using a bronzer for me, I remember when I mentioned about the Hourglass making my makeup waterproof, and it keeps my makeup from getting on my clothing. Well, after I have placed my foundation in this area here, when I'm blending, if I take the bronzer and blend that bronzer right into this area here and right through here, this keeps my makeup from getting, I mean, because once I put my powder on, now I have color again. And that's kind of loose, and that's kind of, you know, it's free. So, you know, it's like it could possibly get on my clothes, because I don't trust that the Mineral Veil primer is going to keep, you know, going to work through foundation and powder. I'm making this harder than what it is. But anyway, I put the bronzer on, and the bronzer makes my powder now waterproof, because this is a waterproof bronzer. So again, I have double protection to keep makeup from getting on, like my collar, on my scarves. I wear a lot of scarves. I wear bright color scarves, and I don't ever have makeup there. And I put makeup, you know, through this area here. I blend down very well because I don't like to have that line thing going. So this bronzer is like a holy grail product for me. This is my second one that I purchased in 2012. I used my first one completely up. And I use this pretty much every day. Every once in a while, I will forget to use it, and I panic, you know, because I'm like, oh, you know, I don't want to get makeup on my clothing, and, you know, that type of thing. But I truly, truly love this bronzer. It is an expensive bronzer. If you are a lighter skinned person, you can use this bronzer. You just have to use it light-handedly. I mean, I can fully enforce it, and, you know, and then kind of blend it a little bit, and it works fine for me. But of course, you know, like I said, if you are a lighter skinned person, you would have to blend this, or, you know, use it with a very, very light hand. But I tell you, you would absolutely love this bronzer. Again, like I said, I purchased this one at Sephora, and this is my second one this year, and truly love it. the last thing, and I just looked at my time. Gosh, I'm already at 20 minutes. I just get on here and I'm not even feeling good, and I've talked already 20 minutes. But when I have put all my, my face on and I'm ready, ready to seal everything for the day, I use the Max Fix Plus and absolutely love this stuff. I stumbled across this. I wasn't sure. I watch on YouTube. Everybody called it a setting spray. Some people said it wasn't. I don't know. But I thought, what the heck? I'm going to try it. This is my only bottle. I didn't purchase this until probably like 6 months, maybe into the year. So this is the only bottle that I purchased in 2012. But I absolutely love it, love it, love it. I don't want to be without it. And I know that I noticed that on the MAC website, the little 10 ounce well, no, I don't know what ounce it is, but the little bottle that's $10 is going to be discontinued. So I'm actually going to order that little one because I want to have it as a travel size. So when I go on trips and stuff, and I can just use that and I think you can refill this thing. I don't know if you can or not. I don't know if it comes off. But anyway, I wanted to have that one as a travel size, and I'll use it until I use that one up anyway, and I'll figure out whether or not you can take this off. I'm not sure if you can or not. But anyway, FYI, if anyone, I got an email today that it's going to be discontinued, the little sample, or I guess sample size, or I don't know what it's called, but the small one is going to be discontinued. So, but I truly love this stuff. What I do is I spray it over my face, probably 3 to 4 sprays, and then I either will take a piece of paper and fan myself like this, or I will take the hair dryer and dry my face, and then I will take my powder brush and I will go all over my face again. And once I've used my powder brush all over my face, sometimes I may dip it in my powder just a little bit to just kind of, pat over my face. But, I truly, truly love this stuff. I mean, my gosh, I love it. It sets your makeup. It gives you that glow, but not a shininess. Love it, love it, love it. That has been my favorite face products for 2012. I hope these items were helpful to you. If at any point you have any questions about any of the products that I showed you tonight, please feel free to message me. I will give you any information that I can on any of the products. If you would like me to do any type of videos using any of the products, I will be more than happy to do so as well. Again, I would ask that everyone have a safe and blessed, happy new year. I want you to remember that if you're going to be out there drinking and driving, please pick a designated driver. Don't be the brave person and say, I can do it, when you know that you can't. Be the braver person and say, here, take my keys. Get me home safely. God bless. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye 2012 and welcome 2013. Bye-bye.